What's up, guys? It's DToxicz here, otherwise known as Andrew, and I am bringing you guys another Toxic Thoughts commentary today. As usual, before I jump into my commentary, I'll talk a little bit about the gameplay. This gameplay that you guys are seeing is a domination game on standoff, where I'm using the DSR. I believe I'm using extended mags, and I don't know. I don't know what else I'm using. I think it's extended mags laser sight, but I can't really tell. And this is a pretty entertaining game. It's really fast paced. I get some nice shots, some nice streaks and things like that. So I thought you guys might enjoy a faster paced game with a sniper rifle. So yeah, today's topic is actually going to be pretty interesting. I'm actually pretty excited to bring you guys this because I think it could help out a lot of people in a lot of ways. I guess in a way this isn't going to be like a normal Toxic Thoughts thing, like where I give like a certain position on like a news topic or like a worldly topic that's going on nowadays. I'm actually gonna give you guys some advice and some like tips on a certain thing that I think is really important for a lot of people. And it seems that a lot of people have, ooh man, get turned on, son, you just got raped. And then I pick up the B flag too. That was really nice. I like that shot right there. But I want to help you guys learn how to get better at anything and everything you do. Now, this applies to anything in life. This doesn't apply to just Call of Duty. This doesn't apply to video games in general. This doesn't apply to, sports. It doesn't just apply to those. It applies to everything. It applies whether or not you want to be a good husband. It applies whether or not you want to become a professional gamer. It applies whether or not you want to be a professional sports, enthusiast or whatever that may be. It applies to anything in life that you can like try your hardest at and become whatever that thing may be. And I have a lot of really, really good like ideas for you guys on how this can be done. I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about this because I think this is really interesting. And while these things may seem simple to some, to others, it may be completely unheard of. Because I hear of a lot of people all the time where they have hard times trying to improve themselves or get better at certain things that they're doing, and they just don't know where to go. Well, this is where I'm going to tell you where to go from that point. The first thing that you always want to do in trying to get better at anything and everything you do is you start from the bottom and you master the basics no matter how easy they may be. Now I'm going to take this from a few different perspectives so that way it will go in line with what everyone thinks. Not just video games in general, even though that's probably one of my better qualities as a human being. I tend to be pretty good at video games. But to start off with, video games, the best way that you could try to master the basics, in a sense, Call of Duty, mastering the basics, learn about the weapons in the game, understand that, assault rifles, SMGs, LMGs, sniper rifles, secondaries, which each of them provide to a team, what they provide to you, what they can allow you to do within a certain game in themselves, and how much, maybe kill potential or something that you may have with that weapon. It all comes down to basics and understanding, movement, firing, when to fire, when not to fire, when to use kill streaks, how to use them properly, time limits on game types, things like that. Basics. Basics that just come down to just bare understanding of the game, not going in too deep, like things that you can understand by looking at the instruction manual that was given to you or the guide that's given to you with the game. Anything like that that's really simple to understand, anything where you don't have to dive too deep that even a casual gamer could go out of their way to understand, that's part of the basics. And that's something that you need to master, because if you don't master the basics, how are you going to master advanced things? The next thing that you need to do is to make sure that you are critical of yourself and not other people. I see people too often in life and in video games altogether where they're saying like, oh, well, this person does this, how come I'm not getting the same opportunities that they are? For example, on YouTube, I'm making Call of Duty commentaries and I give tips and I give maybe some tips and tricks and things like that. How come I don't have as many subscribers as, say, someone like Wings of Redemption? Or say like someone like I don't know, a Woody's gamer tag or something like that. I mean, I pretty much do the same thing as them, except I don't sound as professional because I don't have a professional headset. I don't have the thumbnails and things like that that they do that really bring a spark to their videos and video responses and such. I mean, there's obviously little things, but all in all, we're all really doing the same exact thing. You can't look at yourself like that. You can't compare yourself to other people and expect to be able to get better at something. You have to be critical of yourself. You have to be an individual. You are not someone else. You are your own person, and you as your own person need to be able to succeed in your own ways. And the only way you will be able to succeed in your own ways is by being critical of you and your mistakes. The next thing that you should be able to do is watch and learn from people that are better than you. For example, in professional sports, anybody that's in a high school team or a college team or looking forward to any sort of professional sports career, how do you get better? You train, you practice, but most of all, you look at people that are better than you. You look at people that perform in that sport or in that sort of competition better than you. If you want to be a professional wide receiver in football, you watch professional. If you watch professional wide receivers such as Calvin Johnson, Anquan Bolden, you watch maybe some older ones, and they can teach you some things. There's a lot of things you can learn from watching professionals. For example, also with gaming, go and watch live streams of pro players. If you want to get better at Call of Duty, you want to understand what's the best guns to use, how to use them, what's the best time to do this, how to play CTF, how to play domination better, how to get better overall. Watch pro players like Optic Nadeshot, players like that they understand the game better than just the bare basic casual player that jumps on this game just to have fun every day. If you want to strive that hard, better than a casual player, and you want to get better, watch those people. I guarantee you, after maybe watching videos and watching live streams for at least 4 days, you will see a definite improvement in your gameplay. Next thing you should do, make sure that you are actually doing this because you enjoy it. Don't do it because your friends are doing it. So, for example, everyone knows that when you leave grade school or high school and you move on to college, it's kind of like a big thing because you don't want to leave your friends, and you don't want to move on to a place where you have to make new friends because you like the friends that you have. That's just how it is, and that's totally understandable. But there's no point in trying to get better at something that you don't fully enjoy. If you don't fully enjoy playing Call of Duty, then don't play Call of Duty to get better at it. Play Call of Duty if you find it enjoyable, if you find it fun. Play Call of Duty if you just need, a break from the day, or you just, want to be casual about it. Don't play Call of Duty and expect to get better at something if you're not willing to put your whole heart into the game or into whatever it is that you may be doing. Another good example of it, don't jump into a career that a friend of yours is asking if you want to jump into. If you don't want to be an engineer, don't jump into a career as an engineer just because your friend is doing it with you. That's not the right thing. That's not the right way to go about things, and it's not going to help you further get better at that because you don't have your mind and you don't have your heart set into it. The next thing is that you should do, and this is kind of a big thing. You should always make sure that when you make a mistake that you don't get upset. You have to go back, you have to revisit it until you can think of multiple ways to fix the mistake. Now, what does that mean? Well, when you make a mistake, the easiest way to do it is for video games and sports. When someone makes a mistake or something goes wrong in a game, for example, in a sport, and let's say for soccer, you make the wrong pass and that eventually leads to the other team scoring a goal, which then lost you the game. That's a big mistake, and that cost you the game. Now, on your road to get better at that sport or whatever it may be, you have to go back and revisit that mistake and not just be able to go back and say, okay, I should have done this. You have to be able to come up with I would say at least 3 different ways that you could have done better in that situation. For soccer, for example, instead of making that pass to that individual, maybe you could have tried to challenge the individual in front of you and try to get around him. Maybe you could have taken a shot and tried to put a shot on goal. Maybe that could have inspired a chance out of your team. You don't know what it could have been. You don't know what results could have came out of that, but you have to be able to see other sides of situations, to be able to go out of your way to see that there are multiple ways to fix mistakes, and you have to be able to fix them in hindsight, and that's extremely important. And then the next thing, no matter how cheesy it may sound, and no matter how terrible and how many times you may have heard it, never give up, guys. If you have a dream and you want to get better at something, don't let anyone ever hold you back. Don't let anyone ever tell you, no, you can't do this because you're this race, or you can't do this because you're physically, disabled. You can't do this because of this. Never let anyone ever tell you that. There have been so many success stories in life because people have ignored those people that try to bring you down in life. Never give up and always pursue your dreams. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions or any comments or anything like that, you could always leave them down in the comments. I always try to talk to you guys as much as I can, and I'll see you guys next time.